There it goes.
There we go. It's the live world. Well, welcome again, everyone, to the National Restaurant Consultants Helpful Moment. This is our 40th video that we've done here since the start of what we've been dealing with the pandemic, and hopefully we're getting near getting some relief and getting some things open. Once again, I'm joined by the president of Top Line Management, Mr. Brian Devine, and Cafe Fuel, and our featured guest today is the infamous Curtis Corrado from the Corrado Insurance Agency and Farmers Insurance. And Kurt's been insuring restaurateurs in this market and has been in contact with restaurateurs all over the country for lots and lots of years. And he's really an expert on food service and hospitality industry in terms of what goes on with insurance, not just your liability insurance, but all the way from delivery, workers' comp, et cetera. So Kurt, welcome. Thanks joining us today.
Infamous equals old, but I'll take it. You know?
You're not old, you're infamous. So Kurt, as restaurateurs look to either expand their curbside or delivery and to look at opening and reopening their dining rooms, what are some of the things from the insurance side that they should be thinking about as we approach whatever this new normal is going to be?
Yeah. I mean, that's the question that we're asking every day, articles we're reading every day. First thing I would say is protecting your own employees. Work comp is where that's going to go. And so I would say your typical restaurant does the work comp minimum coverages of 100,000, 500, 100. I would say it is very, very inexpensive to bump up your work comp coverages to $1 million or more. I would say one of the first things you want to say to your agent would be, would it be wise for that little bit of a price increase to cover myself with better work comp coverages? So sometimes it's literally 1 to 2% of your premium to go from 100,000 to $1 million, as well as on the general liability side. I mean, it'll be very interesting, and let's just be honest, it's going to play itself out in court. There are, just like the meat plants that are being shut down are getting lawsuits from customers, or getting lawsuits from employees. You are seeing businesses like Walmart getting lawsuits from employees and customers. We're all going to have to be raising our game in terms of, if the government's not going to provide safe harbor like they have for, say, that when the food supply chain was at risk a few weeks ago and it was on the 6 o'clock news every night, they immediately acted with, we're going to protect this vital industry from lawsuit. I believe they're going to have to do something similar for the restaurant industry.
What do you think the new standard of care, in other words, some of the things that, not necessarily tied to the insurance side, but just some of the things that you're seeing as far as PPE, personal protective equipment, et cetera, that you want to maybe address?
I'm telling I probably talked to 300 restaurants since this all went down in Denver. I believe it was March 17th, if my brain's working right, because I've been working 7 days a week since it all shut down. And I've been saying, take the CDC, take all the standards that you're reading and raise it up one notch. You've got to do the masks. You've got to do the sanitation. You've got to do the social distancing. We all know the common sense things. I'm talking about, like, even in my own agency, I've taped off the 6 feet. But I believe if you're a restaurateur, get it on your Facebook page, get it on your social media, get it on your website, have it displayed in front of your restaurant that we are going above and beyond the safety protocols that you're seeing on the nightly news. When you walk in my restaurant, it's going to be like 3 levels more safe. It's kind of like the airline industry. 3 weeks ago, I was a little hesitant to fly because all those rumors were out there that the ventilation systems are worse than, you were reading all of these scary things about the ventilation systems in the airline industry. What did the airline industry do? In the last 2 weeks, I've received an email from United, Frontier, Delta, and all they've done is list off our ventilation system is literally hospital level. All of our flight attendants and employees will be in masks. We will be sanitizing. I think they call it fogging, like they're doing the fog sanitizing. Like, so I think the hospitality industry, and if I own a restaurant in Denver or wherever you may be sitting, I'm in 11 states, but clearly most of the restaurants that I insure, hundreds of them, are in the Denver metro area. If I own a restaurant, I am going above and beyond on what I'm doing to keep you safe. I don't care if it's signage, website, something that you hand them when they walk in saying, we're doing these 35 things that go above and beyond. If somebody is doing that, I'm likely to walk into their restaurant.
How about delivery insurance, hired non-owned auto, things like that?
Okay. Well, one thing I'm very proud of, at least I represent many companies, but Farmers Insurance gets the first shot. Okay. I have a first right of refusal contract. So Farmers goes first, and they kind of are amazing in the restaurant space, tens of thousands of restaurants that we insure. I'm very proud that they stepped up and said during the COVID period, rather than paying $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 for delivery, we're going to allow the 25-year-old to do a delivery for a couple $100. And I'm sure there's lots of other insurance companies that stepped up and did that. I'm just focused on the carriers that I represent. And let's be honest, what risk were they really taking when no one was on the roads? They're basically saying, we're going to give you delivery insurance when there's nobody you're going to run into anyway on the roads. The real tricky point will be, now that restaurants are getting used to doing delivery, once the new normal hits here, I'm hearing that the 25th of May is when the governor makes this decision on restaurant reopening. Say it opens with 35% seating capacity, and you're allowed to do X with liquor, and you're allowed to do more patio than you were allowed to do before without waiting 3 months for a permit. So say the new normal looks something like that, you're going to get a lot of restaurants say, I still want to deliver. And so what will happen, I'm guessing, is through the summer, we're going to continue to do it at 1/10 the cost that you're used to paying for delivery. My guess would be come August, September, October, if restaurants are saying, this is going well, I really need this revenue, I'm going to continue to deliver, then it's probably going to be back to $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a year rather than $200 to $300 to put delivery on.
Well, that makes sense.
Sure.
Right now, we're stepping up and making it very affordable. But when the roads are packed again and it's the same risks that we had before, we're going to have to talk about options at that point.
Those are outstanding comments. Thank you, Kurt. We really appreciate you taking the time. I'm going to pivot here to Brian to just talk a little bit further about the online ordering piece, which is contactless ordering as well as contactless payment. A little bit of what Curtis was talking about in terms of being responsible while people are in your restaurant. So, Brian?
Yeah, thank you, Richard. Thank you, Curtis, for all that. And that leads perfectly into what we want to talk about a little bit. And I'll keep it short because we've been going about 9 minutes. The ability now to not only take online orders, but to do it inside your restaurant, not only is this available, but it can be done in a way that every single person that comes into your restaurant is going to now be on your list. And you've heard me talk about your list, and that is the most valuable asset in your restaurant, which means that at any point you can reach out to your list and let them know what you have new on the menu, what's new that's going on in the restaurant. If you are going to take reservations on a specific day, because when things start to loosen up and you only have 25, 30% capacity, you're probably going to have a problem with people wanting to be in there. And our online ordering system also will allow you to take reservations early And you can allow them to place the order for what they want to have to eat when they set up that reservation. And all of this, again, every single person that places an order or wants to talk to a server, doesn't matter what process, we figured out how to make sure that not only can it be touchless, convenient and easy for everyone, no matter what level of technology they're comfortable with, but that it builds your list. And that can be a VIP program where you just send out great specials. That can be a loyalty program. That can be a contest program. All of it is built into the online ordering. So we're very excited about it. Richard and I are going to talk more about it. We're going to get really into the details, but I want you to know it is Thursday.
This Thursday is the 14th. We're going to spend the entire NRC Helpful Moment giving folks the information, because we think by this Thursday, at least here in the state of Colorado and in many other states, we'll have much more information as to what it's going to look like when we get to reopen. So Curtis Corrado from the Corrado Insurance Agency. Can't thank you enough, Kurt, for being with us. As always, you're a great friend of our industry, and just keep helping everybody, as I know you will. And Brian Devine, as always, thank you. That's it for now. So long for now, everyone. Bye. Bye for now.